Hey, Soldier7 here, and this video I'm going to be doing a top 5 worst video games of the 2010s. Now, as you know, if anyone remembers, last year I did a top 5 best video games for the 2010s, so I don't know, I guess I felt like this year I should do a top 5 worst, for the previous decade. And I'm not gonna lie, this one is a little more difficult. Like, this one's a little more tricky because I'm not really 100% sure about this list. Because, I mean, yes, there are a lot of good games and a lot of bad games, but just to do a top 5 for from the previous decade, I mean, from worst games, I'm not really so sure because there were plenty of games I played in the previous decade that I did not like, and I don't know. I don't know if this is the best list. I don't know if it would say it's the most accurate one in my case, but I guess the reason I came up with this list is because I don't know. I guess the worst games of the decade were just floating around in my head, and I just happened to just pick up, one just like that without thinking entirely through. All I just remember is that these games were not really that good, and I was disappointed with them, and I just picked them out like that. Now, yeah, this may not be the most accurate list. There are games that I probably played that were probably worse. I mean, I could have done a top 10, but I'm just gonna do top 5. And like I said, this may not be the most accurate video I do. I mean, this is just from my perspective of what the top 5 worst are. This may not even be the right list in my opinion, but there were so many games I did not like in the previous decade that, yeah, I couldn't keep track of all of them because some of them I probably, just played and wanted to forget about them, or just played and didn't want to talk about them after I was done with them. Or whether if I was done with the game or just done after playing after 30 minutes or so. So, yeah, I'm trying not to make this too long. So, yeah, here I go. Here we go. Starting at number 5, Metal Gear Survive. And I don't know why, but I put this on number 5 is because of, I guess, I don't know. I would say I was kind of disappointed with the game. Now, granted, I didn't expect the game to be good or something fantastic, but I was hoping when I did get it, I was hoping, well, hopefully it's not going to be as bad as people say it is. I mean, sure, it's probably not going to be great, but hopefully it'll be some form of entertainment to some degree. And yeah, I was mostly wrong. I mean, it had a few nice features and everything, but for the most part, I was just sitting back going, what am I doing? Like, cause half the time I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know where I was going. Yeah, that's the thing. That's pretty much it. Like, half the time I didn't know, if not most of the time, I didn't know where I was going. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what I was supposed to do. It took me a long time to figure out what it is I got to do and everything. It was just this Metal Gear in a open world like this. It was just not like not like some of the other ones, but this one just felt what was the point behind all this? I didn't get it. So sorry. So yeah, it was just I guess I just put it on here because it was just because I remember it. Just, you know, just being, yeah, so, I don't know, I'm sorry if I don't go into full detail, but yeah, moving on. Number 4, Umbrella Corps. And yes, being a diehard Resident Evil fanboy, well, sure, I don't praise every Resident Evil game, or any game that has to do with Resident Evil, But yeah, I'm going to say I was pretty disappointed with this. Like, when I first saw about it and I first heard about it, yes, I admit I was not going to expect it to be anything special, but I figured, okay, it could probably keep me entertained for a little while until the next Resident Evil game comes out. And, well, because this came out like a few months before Biohazard, and I don't know, I was just really disappointed. Like, I did not last very long with it. Like, even if it wasn't going to be good, but the fact that it was a Resident Evil game, and I'm a fan of the Resident Evil franchise, my most favorite franchise of all time, as you all know, I'm a fanboy and everything. Yeah, this was disappointing. Like, I didn't even play it for that long. Like, probably after 2 weeks, maybe, I just gave up. It was like, it felt too fucking hard. I mean, I know it's multiplayer only. Well, there is a bit of a single player mode, but I think it's just for training and practicing and so forth. So really didn't do much with that, but it just felt like it's like you had to react real quickly to like to win or to get a kill or whatever, and I rarely got any. I mean, some people may just say I was just terrible at it. Well, I don't know. I was talking to other people, they kind of felt the same way. It was like it almost felt like you were getting cheated. Like the people you were up against, it almost felt like they were cheating, or even some of the teammates on your side. Yeah, like some of your teammates were cheating. It just felt that way. I'm not saying that that was the case, but it just, it just kind of felt that way. And I don't know, just after 2 weeks, I gave up. I was just like, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm a huge Resident Evil fan. Everybody knows I'm a Resident Evil fanboy, but I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing this. This is ridiculous. That's all I gotta say about that. Moving on. Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus. Now, I will admit, I did like Wolfenstein The New Order. I did like The Old Blood, but I did not like this one. First of all, I thought the gameplay felt a little more different. Not entirely, but a little more different. I thought the storyline was kind of ridiculous. I mean, even some of the new characters I did not really care for, didn't find very likable. But anyway, but the main reason why I didn't like Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus, was because I don't know, it just felt different from The New Order and Old Blood. Because I did like those, but like I don't remember everything. Because like I said, it's been a while since I played the game. Because after I finished it, I was like, after I finished the storyline, I was like, I'm done with this. Like all these new features and everything, forget about it. Ain't worth it. But thing is, I just remember like playing it. I don't remember like exactly what it was because it's been a while. But I just remember playing it, and I was like, it felt different from the New Order and the Old Blood. It felt like certain features were taken out, or certain features that I liked were changed or whatnot, and that's what it just kind of felt like. Sorry if I can't remember at the top of my head because it's been a while since I played it, but I do remember just playing the game and I'm like, wait a minute, didn't they have, what happened? What happened? Why don't they have this? Didn't they have this in New Order? New Order? Didn't they have that? Because like I was like, didn't they have this in the previous games? New Order and the Old Blood? Didn't they have that in those games? They don't have it here. I just think I remember saying that a lot. I don't remember every detail. Like I said, it's been a year, but all I do remember is I was saying that a lot, and I just personally didn't like it. I didn't even play the one that came after it because a lot of people were telling me, "Oh, believe me, if you didn't like Wolfenstein 2, you won't like the third one," which it wasn't called Wolfenstein 3, it was called something else. But then again, it wasn't important enough to remember. So moving on, number two, second, The Last Guardian. Now I will say this. This game took a long time to be released. And I was, kind of interested. People were talking about it for for a long time, and I was interested, because I mean, they've been talking about the release for this game had been years, and people would still talk about it on and off, even though it wasn't released yet, and so I kind of got interested into it. Hopefully it was going to be released, and then when I found out it was going to be released in December 2016, I think it was, I was like, okay, so I went and I got it, and I did not play it very long. I think I gave up after a day or a week or so, because this is totally not what I was expecting. Now, for those who did like it, uh, I mean that's cool. I just didn't it's just not what I was expecting. I was expecting it to be a little more different. I think the main reason why I gave up on it was because I felt like I was getting lost and confused. So, because like I said, I didn't make it very far. I just kept getting lost and confused. And there were other games that I played that decade that I could probably say were worse. But this was the one that kind of popped into my head first for some reason before the other ones. But yeah, so it was kind of a letdown, and yeah, that for me that's what it was. But anyone who disagrees, that's fine, whatever. Anyway, moving on to number 1, Brink. Now, I don't know if I would put this number 1 literally, like I explained earlier in the video. A lot of games were floating around, and these were the ones I just happened to pick up. This was probably the first one I picked up in my head when I was thinking about worst video games of the 2010s, the previous decade. This was probably first. I don't know if I would say it's the worst game, but it was definitely number 1, that I obviously picked out. That or just popped into my head when I think of a terrible game from the previous decade, because I don't remember everything about it, but I remember not playing it very long. Like I played it for like 1 or 2 days maybe, probably even up to a week, and then I was like, oh, screw this. This is ridiculous. You have to forgive me. I don't remember every single thing about it. All I just remember is that I did not like this game. I mean, I got it, I brought it home, and I was like, ugh, what is this? What am I doing again? Or what am I supposed to be doing? It's not being very clear or whatnot. And I was playing it with other people online at the time. Like one of the guys I used to play with online back in the day. Some people, actually it was more than one. There was a bunch of guys that, I used to hang out and we would play these games back in the day together, and we were all playing this, and except for one person, everybody else, we were all just like, what is this? What are we supposed to do? Okay, I shot him. I emptied a full clip into his chest. He shoots me one time in the leg, and I go down. It's ridiculous. I mean, I don't know if everybody had that experience, but like I said, for those who had a good experience with the game, that's cool. But for me and some other people, obviously we did not. So yes, this is gonna be number 1. I don't know if I would say it's the worst of all time, but it is one of the first to come to mind at least. So that's why I put it on number 1. Now, yes, I don't know if I would say these are the worst games of the 2010s, but after let that float around, and it's like they were floating around in a river, and I just picked them out like that. Yeah, I'm sure that there were probably even worse games, but maybe the reason why they're not on this list because I wanted to forget about them, or I didn't play them long enough to care about them, or whatever. So that's it. I don't know, but anyway, yeah. That's it. What do you think the worst games of the previous decade were? The worst games of the 2010s? What's your list? Feel free to let me know. The comment sections are open. If you disagree with this list, please do tell. And that's all I'm going to say. This is Soldier 7. Take care.